allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
and the four-way test of the things we think, say, and do. First,
Is it true?
Second,
Is it fair, false, or firm?
third,
Will it build goodwill and better friendships?
fourth,
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
and fifth. Is it fun? Thank you. Okay, I am very excited tonight for our keynote speaker to join us. She is technically the outgoing district governor. Like me, I am the outgoing president, but we each have about a day and a half left in our terms, so we're milking it for all we can get. So, would you please join me in welcoming Heather Kellen, District Governor.
Wow, good evening, Rotarians and friends and family. Great to be with you all tonight. I feel like this is like this big, scoot in here a little bit. It's great to be with you tonight as you honor your outgoing president and board and swear in your new leadership. And celebrate 85 years of Rotary. Wow, what an accomplishment. Yay! There aren't too many clubs around in our district that can say they've been around for 85 years. President Jennifer, it's been an honor to serve with you alongside you this year. What an incredible year the Milledgeville Rotary Club has had under your leadership. Aaron, you have been an incredible friend to me, confidant, best district conference chair ever. And the Rotarian that just really goes above and beyond. I'm looking forward to watching you shine this year as club president. I think this might be my last official district governor duty. Tomorrow is the last day of June, and July 1st will begin the new Rotary year. That transition to the new Rotary year, if any of you have been on Facebook in the last couple weeks, is phenomenal. I mean, it's just a huge celebration. The end of the Rotary year and the beginning of a new Rotary year. So much celebration, hope, new ideas, and what a great theme we have for the 23-24 year, creating hope in the world. I think we can imagine doing that. And we have our district governor-elect here, Felix Smith. I'm so excited for him to take over the reins, shall we say? So do y'all ever lie in bed and think about Rotary? Well, as governor, I did that a lot this year. You can't sleep. I know, Jennifer, probably you. I know Erin. She's already told me. I plan on sleeping really good July 1st. Let's just say that. But much of the time, laying awake, it's planning for the next thing, wondering what I'm going to say at that event that's coming up. But sometimes I just lie there and just kind of wonder. I think about the history of Rotary and how different things are now. And I often think, well, I wonder what Paul Harris would think. Would he approve of the changes that we've made since 1905? I wonder what Rotarians thought when Art Klump stood up at the Atlanta Convention in 1917 proposing the Rotary Foundation. Rotary's commitment to change, to making change in the world. Do you all realize that the United States had just entered World War I in 1917? The US entered World War I in April, and that convention was in June. So imagine sitting there in that General Assembly, and the Rotary International President stands up and says, we're going to start this foundation so that we can change the world. I mean, it kind of gives you tingles, doesn't it? Rotary was committing to helping the world. And not just a service project, you know, for our clubs here and there in our individual communities, but the world. Wow. Think about the communication and the transportation back then in 1917. I'm sure the Rotarians were looking at each other like, how could we possibly do that? But look at the foundation now and what we accomplish as Rotary clubs all over the world. How about 1985, when Rotary International President Carlos Canseco announced Rotary International's commitment to eradicating polio worldwide. The ability to change the outcome of millions of children. Yes, the vaccine had been available to many industrialized countries, but many third world countries were left out. India, Africa, there were whole continents that did not have the vaccine yet. Imagine Rotarians saying, how the heck are we going to do that? How are we going to raise the funds to vaccinate a whole country? That's just impossible. Only 2 countries left. And yes, I know we've been saying that for a long time, Afghanistan, Pakistan, but these countries are really tricky. But we're getting closer. Jennifer Jones, our Rotary International president this year, was in Pakistan, talking to the Pakistani government about what we could do to finish in Pakistan. Rotary and our partners have been in Afghanistan talking to the Taliban. They don't want their kids to get polio either. So we're changing our outlook. We're looking for solutions, not doing things the same way, because we can't do things the same way in those 2 countries. In 1989, when Delegate Frank Devlin later became Rotary International President, he stood up at the Council of Legislation. And for those that you don't know what the Council of Legislation is, that's kind of the legislature for Rotary. But he stood up and he said, Rotary has to adapt to a changing world. Does anyone know what he was arguing or the results of that historic vote? Anybody? Women in Rotary. That's what he was arguing in the Council of Legislation. And I know that was not an easy change. Believe me, I've had several men from my club and the district come up and tell me that fact. You know, that was not an easy thing for us to do. And I said, yes, sir. But don't we have some amazing Rotarians, women Rotarians? I mean, look around. Look around. And look at all the women that would not be here and how different your club would be. I point out these things because at first they seem difficult. And I'm sure Rotarians looked at each other when these events came in Rotary. No way, we're not doing that. You know, how can we do that? We like our comfort zone, right? We think this is enough, we're doing good. But look at what we've accomplished through change. Rotarians are change makers. We adapt, we push and break down boundaries, and we are a worldwide force. So we aren't changing just our own communities. We're putting our dollars and our pesos and our euros and our yen into this collective basket, right? To change the world. So what is our ultimate goal in Rotary? Anybody know what the ultimate goal is? The ultimate goal is peace, world peace. Wow! I mean, that would be something, wouldn't it? That really seems just way out there. Not gonna get there, never gonna get there. Look at our communities, our state, and our world. We're divided on so many things. Race, religion, sex, politics. But the beauty of Rotary, we don't care about that kind of stuff. That stuff doesn't matter to us. What we care about is serving the community. Our focus is on bringing people together. So Rotarians really need to be that catalyst for peace. If we continue to draw that line, us and them, we aren't coming together. We are definitely not building peace. And isn't that what Rotary is about? So instead of us and them, Rotarians can focus on building bridges, having conversations, working together to do good in the world, and understanding that we can have differences and still have peace. This past year was historic for Rotary. First female Rotary International president. We did change up a few things in the district, and I'm sure Jennifer made a few changes in the club. Some changes are good, some changes not so good. Maybe that was, maybe it wasn't such a great idea. Maybe we need to tweak it a little bit, but that's how we grow. You never know what's possible until you try the impossible. That's when we come to realize, wow, yeah, we should have been doing that all along, right? I propose that we make every year a historic Rotary year. I'm so proud of what you've all accomplished this Rotary year. I mean, the heart of a Rotarian is like no other, right? I have been incredibly honored to serve all of you as district governor. I'm excited for Felix Smith, our new governor, to take the reins, creating hope for the world. This is a quote from Paul Harris. "Whatever Rotary may mean to us, to the world it will be known by the results it achieves." Paul Harris died in 1947, so he hasn't been around for a lot of these changes. But I imagine when I'm laying there in my bed that he is smiling. He's smiling down on us and saying, "Well done, Rotarians." Thank you all for allowing me to speak to you today and giving my last farewell to you all. Congratulations to Jennifer and to all the Rotarians of the Milledgeville Club. Thank you so much.
We can't have a birthday party without having a toast. So Brandon is hard at work over here. We have champagne available. If you would like champagne, please make your way over and grab a glass, or actually Brandon's gonna bring around to you. If you prefer to use your wine glass, your tea glass, whatever, that's fine. But if you would like some champagne, he's gonna bring it around for us. Heather, while we're waiting on her to do that, why don't you tell us what you are the most proud of for your Rotary year as district governor?
Like what we accomplished? I think in terms of accomplishment, well, we did increase our Polio Plus membership, Polio Plus Society membership. We did increase our regular membership of the clubs. But the thing that impressed me the most as I traveled around to the different clubs is the amount of service that each club does. And they do it in a way that does not draw attention to them. It's amazing to me the service that the clubs have done in our district and continue to do. And the sort of silent Rotarians that don't want credit, they just want to help. And it's just so humbling to be a part of Rotary and to be the governor this year. It's just a really humbling position to be in, to see that.
I know that one of your goals coming in as district governor was to increase the number of women in the club. Did you make that goal? Do you know the numbers of what percentage maybe? I think you were aiming for a 30% increase.
Yes, I think we're at, it was like 29 points, so not quite to the 30% that we're
Close enough.
but we're close.
Close enough, close enough, we'll take it.
We did.
Okay, good deal. Awesome, good deal. All right. Do we almost have? All right, does everyone have something in their hand to toast with? All right. Rotary Club of Milledgeville, happy birthday. Thank you. A little bubbly. Y'all know I have a big mouth and I'm not used to talking with a microphone. So please bear with me, and if I get really loud, somebody wave at me. Kristen, wave at me if I get a little loud here. All right, so this is a big night for us, and I can't help it, I have to brag on us a little bit. This has been a crazy, amazing, fantastic year for our club. Thank you. So I just want to run down our list of accomplishments. They're there on your program and you can read them, but I'm sorry, I'm just going to take a proud president moment and run down through the list. As you know, we had a lot of conversations at the beginning of the year about how we saved a lot of money during COVID, and we were sitting on a surplus, and we needed to get that money out into the community, and we did. So since this time last year, we have given away $39,726 to organizations in our community. That also does not include the $21,000 that we paid to local businesses for the raffle items with the Rotary raffle that we do each year. So that'll help the businesses as well. As Heather mentioned, giving to the Rotary Foundation is up. As a club, we gave $14,220 to the Rotary Foundation. You all were very patient with me and my desire to create a strategic plan for the club, so we got that done. Locally, we were chosen as the Civic Club of the Year above all other civic clubs. And on the district level, we received a gold citation, as well as the Golden Spam Award. And for those of you who missed that meeting, that is a special award that Heather designed just for us because of all of the food that we gave away during the it was a coordinated competition food drive, and we won. I mean, we beat Augusta, Savannah, some of these huge clubs. We beat all of them and won the Golden Spam Award. So I thought that was pretty cool. And none of that would have been possible without each and every single Rotarian that is a member of this club. So I'm going to call out a list, and if you participated in any of the following activities, I want you to stand. You participated in putting together the Thanksgiving food boxes. If you helped with that, stand up, and I want you to stay standing. All right? You painted your purple pinky for Polio Plus. You sold a raffle ticket. You bought a raffle ticket. You attended district conference. You became a new member of Rotary, or you recruited a new member. You achieved Paul Harris Fellow status initially, or +1, +2, +3, some level of Paul Harris Fellow. All right. You participated in the strategic planning just by giving input, or you joined a committee that was formed out of that process. If you attended a meeting in the past year, stand up. Come on, Halsey. You were there every week. Stand up, buddy. Look around you. This is what drives Rotary. This is what makes Rotary successful in our community. This is how we make a difference in our community, our state, our country, and in our world. Give yourself a round of applause. For those of you who come to our meetings regularly, you know that I was inspired by former President Deborah Marsh to end every meeting with a quote or a thought of the day. So tonight I'm going to flip that just a little bit, and I'm going to leave you with a few quotes of my own making. Some of them I have stolen from you or borrowed from you or tweaked from you, and some I just created on the fly along the way. So just a few thoughts. But number one, Mark Daylor, this is for you. When you're asked to do something in Rotary, say yes to everything. It's the best way to learn. Like anything in life, you get out of Rotary what you put into it. And most importantly, you've heard me say it before and I will continue to say it forever. If you do nothing else, do not be a member of Rotary. Be a Rotarian. All right. So that's my part for the evening. Now we get to move over into the really fun part of the evening, where we get to hand the reins over to the next group of people. And to do that, we are going to do something that I'm not sure we've done before or done in a very long time. We're actually going to have a pass the gavel ceremony. So we have several past presidents with us here tonight, and as I call your name, I'm going to ask you to come up to the front, and if you can just line up across the front here. We're going to start with Lynn Chandler, President, 1984-85. Brad Oliver, 1987-88. Fred Van Horn, 2004 and 5. Robbie Hadaway, 2005 and 6. Keith Barlow, 2006 and 7. Karen Brooks, 2007 and 8. Karen was also the first female president of our club. Keith Drinkwater, 2008 and 9. Is Randy Stewart here? He's not. Okay, my bad. Nolan Stevens, 2011-12. Jeff Gray, 2012-13. Laura Thompson, 2013-14. Bobby Murphy, 2014-15. Scott Brown, 2016-17. Connie Barnes, 2018-19. Joe Peters, 2020-21. All right, let me come down here. Ooh. Did I leave out any past presidents? I don't think so. That got everybody? All right. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to start with Lynn. I'm going to hand him the gavel. Lynn is going to tell us one thing that was significant from his year as president, or he has the option of giving Aaron a piece of advice for incoming president.
Okay, I got a call earlier today that this is going to take place. And as you can tell from my time as president, my memory is pretty weak. My wife reminded me of an event. But I had the honor of my year as president that we had a club member, Lynn Cox, who some of you may remember, who served as district governor. So we were pleased, and I'm proud to have been the president of the club during that time. Right?
I can't express it. I don't think there's enough time to me to tell you what Rotary means to me. Because I had some early childhood fallacies, you might say, with my mother and dad, and this as I grew up in Lebanon, Tennessee. And they said, you're not going to be able to go to school. And I said, They said, yes, you are. You're going to get to go to school. I said, why? Who's going to send me? He said, the Rotary Club is. I said, what's that? And then there, stair-stepped, and I will never forget, as long as my 2 feet are on this floor, what Rotary has meant to me and come to my help and meet such wonderful people. You want to meet good people, meet Rotarians. Thank you.
During my time was the centennial year for Rotary. Many challenges, but the greatest accomplishment given to me during that time was the opportunity to meet people like Sam Watson, meet people like Dick Marcotte, meet other people who are on a plaque behind us here who've now passed on, who served and who set an example of service for me. Meeting those people, learning from them, and treasuring their memory was an accomplishment that I take pride in.
I guess the most significant thing we did when I was president was an international project where we sponsored wells in India for people that had no access to fresh drinking water. And then the second thing that was, for me personally, was extremely rewarding and gratifying was being the host family for our international student. And I never could get my wife to agree to that, so I just went ahead and did it. Well, Jaime stayed with us for 2 weeks, and then every week my wife would say, is Jaime coming this weekend? And so it turned out to be a wonderful experience for all of us.
Some of my fondest memories were working with the board. So you can see the folks on one side of me and the folks on the other side of me. Working with these folks and the other people that were on the board, it was absolutely a fantastic time. We enjoyed every minute. We became close. Some of these are some of my best friends now. It's been wonderful to sit there and see Fred Van Horn and Keith Drinkwater. Haven't seen them in a little while, but it's like, you know, their family. I see them and they're back. One advice I would give to Aaron is just enjoy it. You know, sit back and enjoy it. You know, enjoy the people you're hanging out with, enjoy the board, and just have fun.
It's really hard to follow all these guys, but I will agree with Keith. We had an amazing board. We got a lot done. What I remember, it's funny how I agreed to serve as president was Fred Van Horn. You can't say no to Fred Van Horn. But you better not, right? But, you know, I had Brad Oliver, Sam Watson, Tom Heron, a lot of those that said, we're behind you 100%. And they really were. Whatever I needed, they did. We did our year, we started Jill's Books, which I'm so happy that we still do that. It's in honor of Randy and Susan Stewart's daughter that was killed, but she enjoyed books so much. So we decided to start a program. Rotary invested money into buying every second grader in Baldwin County a book to take home. So this was the first book some of these children ever had in their homes. So we were just delighted that we were able to do that during my year. Thank you.
I moved to Milledgeville, Eaton area in 2010 and became a member right after that. Actually, no, I came in 2000, I'm sorry. Came in 2000, get my dates mixed up. Came in 2000, and Jimmy Eubanks got me to come to Rotary shortly after I moved to Milledgeville, and I was a 10-year member before I took.
Keith, you approached me and asked me would I be would I consider being a president of Rotary. I was afraid to do it because I didn't think I would be able to handle it. But, Aaron, to you, I had a phenomenal board. My board did the work. I got the glory.
I was the president 10 years ago when we had our 75th anniversary. So I remember it like it was yesterday. What I remember most is the people I met within the community, at pets, at training, everything like that. My advice to Aaron is the first half of the year goes kind of slow, but the second half flies by. And my biggest memory from wrapping up my Rotary Club was the club where we were meeting was in really bad shape. I mean, we'd get chicken legs or thighs or whatever. The club was never locked up on Thursday when we went for a meeting. Thank you.
I just realized that Karen was the first female president ever of the club, and I got to follow her. And I'm honored to follow all of you, but I was the one who started that darn raffle. Which is amazing with all these guys, and we're still going strong there. I think Erin already has it in the bag. She's already won. And Jennifer, phenomenal year, really.
Well, I guess I'll have to say that my fondest part of my fondest part of being president of Rotary was I watched my dad. My dad was president of this club back in '93. I think '93, '94. And then he brought me into the club, and I never figured out, he was a diehard Rotarian. He bled Rotary, blue and gold. He loved serving this community, and I never kind of figured it out. But then I was glad that I was able to, 20 years later, step in his shoes and be able to serve as president of this club. So it was an honor. It was it's fun. You meet a lot of people. You can do a lot of good for your community. We did a lot of projects that year. I got to spend a lot of Laura's money that year, and but we had. Just serving your community. So, Aaron, enjoy it. It'll be a lot of fun. You'll meet a lot of people, and it'll go by fast.
As many of you know, Rotary has an international meeting every year, and I had the honor of going to the international city of Atlanta, Georgia. But it was a great year, and I also got to spend some of Laura's money. We put the benches down at the library, and that was a very good project that we did. Aaron, I'll tell you, you're in good company with some great people, and they'll be your good friends if you allow them. So good luck.
I remember saying at the end of my Rotary president year that I thought all presidents should have 2 years to serve, because I feel like the first year you're just learning everything. But Aaron, my advice to you is don't go into this overwhelmed, because you have a wealth of knowledge here. These members, these past presidents, are just full of so much knowledge and wisdom that you can pull from, and everybody is just more than willing to help you with everything. I had so many mentors and people who just held my hand through my first year, my only year, but that's why I just said I felt like I could have done a much better job the second year, because I just learned so very much. But you've been around this long enough, and you've already got a lot of information that you need, but don't hesitate. Don't allow yourself to get overwhelmed, because there's just a lot of help, and this is the best club ever.
Well, I'll probably be remembered as the pandemic president. And I'm glad that we still do Zoom today for the people that can't make it to the meeting. And Aaron, my advice is to don't be afraid to ask the board and the membership for help.
All right, y'all hang out for just a second. We have gifts for all of our former presidents. And we have a little something extra for Brad Oliver. For those of you who don't know, Brad is responsible for the Peace Monument in Milledgeville, the very first Peace Monument. So we have this, an artist's rendering of the Peace Monument. It was actually drawn by Renee Fontenot's daughter. And that's what. Thanks, sir. And Karen and Kristen, can you put your hands up, please? All right, past presidents, thank you all so much for your time. Okay. If I can have Aaron Andrews on the stage, please. Good. President-elect Aaron Andrews, you have been chosen by your fellow Rotarians to be the president of the Rotary Club of Milledgeville for the coming year. As president, you are assuming new duties, new obligations and responsibilities, and these will make demands of your thoughts, time, and energy. But we are confident that you will carry out your tasks with the same enthusiasm that characterizes all Rotary actions, and you are assured of the cooperation from your fellow members here tonight. Rotary's vision will be your guide, and I know that you will be sustained throughout your year by the fellowship and respect of all of us. I induct you, Aaron Andrews, as president of the Rotary Club of Milledgeville for 2023-24. It's your show now.
Okay, so I think we need to change the flag. Do we have a new flag?
Yes, we do.
And I think we may have something for you too, Jennifer. So the new flag and the new theme for this year, create hope in the world. So Jennifer, I know that you are not all about plaques and you are a grad student now. So in lieu of a plaque, we decided to give you this bag to help continue your education. And we have one more thing. It should be in the box, just right there. Yes. One more thing, because it really was a great year and we couldn't have had such a fabulous year without Jennifer, so Keith Barlow would like to present something to you.
She's like, what is he presenting
He
to
makes me
me?
nervous.
So here's the deal. She asked me to get a representative from the Union Recorder. Sorry, it's just me. But anyway, so as a lot of you know, the Union Recorder does do a contest of best of in Milledgeville. And this year, the Rotary Club was voted the best civic organization in Milledgeville. So congratulations.
We're going to induct our new board members, but before we do that, I'd like Felix Smith to come up for just a minute. I want Felix to tell us what his goals are, what his theme is for this year, because I know I push y'all a lot, especially with raffle time. So Felix, tell us your goal or your theme.
Thank y'all for having me here today. I'd like to add one thing that Heather was asked, what's the best thing she did during the year? I have to say, it was her conference. And if y'all did not go, y'all missed the best conference I've ever been to. Aaron was in charge, but don't forget Gerald. Gerald worked harder than anybody for that conference, and it was terrific. It was a great conference. My biggest push is literacy in the state of Georgia. And right now, we're in sad shape. 38% of our third graders can read on a third grade level when they graduate from the third grade. That means that 62% of our third graders cannot read on a third grade level when they graduate from the third grade. 38%, y'all, that's terrible. 62% cannot read on a third grade level. They're 4 times more likely not to graduate from high school, and they are using the statistics of third grade reading proficiency to build prisons and determine how many beds they're going to need in 15 years. I think that's sad. So we need help. I want you to continue with your literacy programs. Continue doing everything you're doing to help those little third graders, because it's not that 8-year-old's fault that he can't read. Okay? That's my big push, and I'm looking forward to coming back to Milledgeville and seeing great things out of Aaron and the rest of this club. It's just a thrill to be over here. The dinner was spectacular. The venue was wonderful, and I just appreciate y'all having me here today. Thank you.
Okay, so I have some of my board members in the room. If you're one of my board members, please come to the stage. Come on, Lynn. Michelle, Dawn, Eric, Kristen, y'all come on up to the stage.
Don't be shy.
So, now this is your board for this year. We have Halsey, Leverett. Where did I get that from? My brother's middle name is Leverett. But we have Halsey, who's joined our board. We have Lynn Chandler, who's joined as the foundation chair. Kristen as the membership chair. Michelle as public image. Dawn as treasurer. Eric as secretary for a second year in a row. Thank you so much. And we're missing Frederick. He's our service project chair. And are we missing anybody else? It's so hard to keep up. But anyway, so I'm going to read this to you so that I can induct each of you as a member of the board this year. You have been elected to important positions in the administration of the Rotary Club of Milledgeville. This is an induction of your fellow Rotarians' esteem and confidence in all of you. They also believe you will uphold the high traditions of our club, that you will give the best of your executive ability to the furtherance of the interest of our club and carrying forward of the object of Rotary. Will you fulfill the responsibilities of your offices to the best of your ability in accordance with the Constitution and bylaws of the club? Yes. To the outgoing officers, though you are retiring for the administration of your club, Your continued active involvement in this club is extremely important and highly encouraged. Thank you all for serving.
Stay here for a second. You'll get used to it. You already have one.
That's your past president pin.
Oh, yay, so I get to swap out.
Eric. Dawn.
Thank you.
Michelle. Kristen. Lynn. And Halsey. Thank you all for agreeing to serve with me this year. I really look forward to it. It's going to be an absolutely amazing year. We have a lot of fun things planned, service projects. I'm probably going to blow up Keith Barlow's phone. He's my mentor, in case you don't know. But thank you for everything. Also, thank you to our caterers tonight. Jay Humphrey Caterings, that's Jim Humphreys. He does a lot of public service himself through Cafe Central. Jim, can you and Vicki come out, please? Thank you, Gerald, for supporting me no matter what crazy idea I have or what I get roped into. And with that, the meeting's adjourned.